I don't know why I was about to do my old intro. What is up, my beautiful people of the internet? It's your girl Nikki. Back at it again with another video. I don't know where that came from. Hi, I'm Nikki, also known as a broke entrepreneur. That's as much of an intro as I'm gonna do. I've come to start liking these podcasty-ish videos. It allows me to just kind of slow down and really get my thoughts out and such. I'm not really sure where I am when it comes to the editing of it. I don't know if I want to leave in all of the extra gaps and stuff. My version of not editing the video is just editing the sound, not adding on extra filters or effects to try and execute like a certain vibe, you know what I mean? My style presently is found footage, analog, kind of like Blair Witch, pulling inspiration from found footage and old VHSs or early MTV, definitely MTV Cribs and such like that, as far as video recording. And I just want it to look like it's already been preserved in time, which brings me to my topic that I wanted to talk about. I am currently drafting a new project, and although I won't say what it's about or what it entails, I will speak on my experience of doing a project beforehand, and I guess it being my first major project being released. I get into that as well. And I didn't write down notes, so please bear with me when it comes to following this. I have y'all on a rotating chair right now. When it came to my first project, Broken Bottle, it's technically not my first project, but it's my first produced project, where I pulled out all of the skills that I know when it comes to production and really put it forward. And I don't think Broken Bottle is like my best work. I definitely took the easy way out when it came to some of the cinematography, and I still have some footage from other clips that never got edited because I was going through a lot mentally while trying to make Broken Bottle. That was really like an unraveling of self, or a digestion. Y'all know I can't say that word, digestion. And I recently learned that I can't say, how do I explain it? TTLE, like that sound, like let's say bottle. I say botter. I'll try to say bottle, but I'll say bottle, broken bottle, or whatever sounds like tlu. Anyways, y'all know y'all talking to a past English major. I'll be talking about phonology like it's my birthright. You study it for 1 year and you can't get it out of your head, so you just got to keep going. Anyways, Broken Bottle was a digestion, bear with me with that word, of all of my emotions I felt when I was younger. So in a way, I feel like I physically digested those emotions a long time ago, which was making me confused as to why they were resurfacing so hard. Because physically, I used to be 310 pounds, and in my mind, I still feel that way. I think for the rest of my life, I will strongly identify as a big girl, because I'm just not one of them that lose weight and be like, oh, I'm never going back there. Like, if I'm back there, I'm back there, and what about it? I look good wherever I am. The only weight that I wouldn't see myself ideally is somewhere a little too thin to where it looks unhealthy, or a little too plump to where it looks unhealthy. But that's subjective as well. Like, if it looks unhealthy to me, if I feel like I'm slimming down a little too much, I ideally don't want to be there. And if I feel like I'm gaining a little too much, I ideally don't want to be there, because that's showing me that I'm displaying negative behaviors towards my self-care. It doesn't have anything to do with what I look, but it's telling me what's going on the inside. Here goes my puppy. Hi, tuna fish. Her name's Luna, but I call her the Tunas. That'll tell me that I'm displaying negative behaviors. All that to say, that was a major thing that got brought up when it came to Broken Bottle, as well as my eating disorders and the struggles that I went through when it came to food, because it has fluctuated. I never looked like what I went through when it came to eating. And that's because, my issue with weight had nothing to do with how I ate. Of course, it always does. You know what I mean? People eat unhealthily, right? But my unhealthy eating was not much different than other people's unhealthy eating, chips, soda, burritos, but I wasn't doing it every day. I wasn't eating Chipotle for 6 days a week. I was the average consumer when it came to eating out or going to a cafe, going to places like that. I was doing things that a 17-year-old was doing at the time, 18, 19, 20-year-old was doing at the time. I was eating and consuming the same amount. I mean, every now and then I would binge eat, which was another. So I think in total, I've dealt with binge eating, starvation, and what is it called when hyperfixative eating. I think that's what it's called, when you eat the same thing over and over again, which was a telltale sign of my autism as well. And as I was unraveling all of these emotions, to cycle back to my topic, as I was unraveling all of these emotions, I was realizing just how many signs of autism I was displaying and how they have gone unseen. And I'm not here to out anyone, but for someone to be licensed and educated, pinpointing neurodivergency in growing children, it really throws me for a loop that my autism was not seen, or that my, behaviors didn't display the same thing that other autistic children go through, just because I was more independent. And it just makes me feel so angry for the community, because why do we have to look a certain way? Not even just autistic people, but mentally impaired, or people of not able body or able mind, however you want to say it. Why do they have to look a certain way to be able to tell you, I go through this? The fact that somebody could even muster up the words to say, this is what I go through, is powerful enough. That's like a privilege. That's an honor. That's a privilege. That's an honor for both parties. For someone to feel comfortable enough to come to you and say, this is what I deal with on the daily. This is what I live with. And for someone to be capable of the bravery to communicate that, or to be able to do that, as in like their ability or able-bodiedness, I don't know what to say with that, of being able-bodied, to be able to use the strength to communicate that is also amazing. Play it. It's my brother. He's over here being silly. It's amazing though. And I've always had a deep respect for that experience. If somebody came to me, I've had a lot of people come to me and discover their neurodivergency with me, which is always a good feeling, because it means they're unmasking with me. And I never want anybody to be masked with me. Like, if you think it's gonna hurt my feelings, but you got to tell me the truth, tell me the truth. If you assume I'm gonna find something stupid about you, please don't. The only thing I find stupid about people is when they're being ignorant or rude. And everything else, the way you choose to express yourself, I give it. Hey, I'm here to support you. Tell me your delusions. I'm here for it. I'm never one to come humble somebody unless their behavior is displaying the fact that they need to, like if they're causing negativity for other people. And that's another thing I discovered about myself when it came to digesting these emotions and truly coming to terms with the things that I felt. A lot of times when I got in trouble as a kid, and trouble is a thing that follows me a lot. Not that I get in trouble, but the concept of getting in trouble scares me so much, even in my adult life. And it's like, I'm an adult, I can't get in trouble. At least not by the adults, like with the law maybe, but sounds pretty outside. I used to be so scared of getting in trouble that I would just avoid certain things, or like not allow myself to live certain aspects of life, because I didn't want to get in trouble. And what was my point with that? What was I just talking about? I don't know what my point was when it came to the able-bodiedness. The behaviors I was displaying as a kid. Hyperfixative eating is one of them. Yo, you got one more trick in you? It's funny. But yeah, hyperfixative eating is one of those behaviors that was displayed. I think it was that. I was isolated a lot as a kid, personally and non-personally. I don't know how to explain that. But I didn't really care to hang out with a lot of people. I'm trying to centralize my thoughts. Go back to the original topic. All that to say, digesting these feelings as an adult, even though they're like 10 years old and expired mentally, is so much harder than digesting them physically, because like going from 310 to 240 now without doing anything besides freeing my mind a little bit, rebelling a little bit, I feel like it's very telling. I don't know, something got released there, but that was all physical. I thought I was cool releasing it physically, but your emotions get stored both ways, mentally and physically. And as much as you think you can go bench press it out of you, it's gonna stay with you until you address it mentally as well. They both are like respective worlds of each other. Broken Bottle was me digesting it mentally, and that was a messy ass project. I did what I could at the time. When I started the project, I was only taking medication for my physical. Luna, I see, sweetie. I know you want to hang out. We're right here with each other. She's just my baby. At the time I was taking medicine for only my physical body. Had nothing to do with my mental. And then by the time I finished Broken Bottle, I was on antidepressants with a new diagnosis of depression. And I lost like another 10 to 20 pounds. Started hitting the gym, started eating better, in better places in life. And that has to mean something. I think Broken Bottle I will forever respect. It's like my Back to Black kind of. There is a lot in that project that I haven't even fully communicated yet. And I do want to do some behind the scenes content for it in like some Patreon content or some paid Substack content where we really get into it. Broken Bottle taught me a lot. And it didn't just teach me a lot about myself, it taught me a lot about being an artist. It taught me a lot about how I view being an artist and, what things, as much as I preach, what I actually follow. Comes to believing in your vision and just being. I haven't always done that, and I think I rarely do that, although I preach that message so much because I know that it's the truth. I understand what success is. I've been talking about success since I was a kid. I've always wanted to be successful, not famous, but successful. Mindless behavior oddly taught me that. When it comes to success, I've always done it because I've succeeded in many different things, not everything, but many different things, because I believed in my vision. But at the time, I didn't feel like I believed in it really. I was just like, I'm gonna have to keep going because I'm a little too far out to go back. I gotta just complete it. And when I complete it, it's usually nice. I think I have that like that artist effect of being so perfectionist that you forget even your throwaways are art as well. You just chose to throw them away. For me, being an artist is the career I wanted to go into my whole life. I've always wanted to be an artist. I've always been a creator. I've always been a crafter. I've always brought things to life. When it came to what I see in my head, Luna, she's trying to drink the water from the flower. She's just a baby. Oh, when it came to being an artist, Broken Bottle required a lot from me that I forgot I could even do. Graphic design is a passion that I thought I hated. I really was like, oh, I hated doing it. But the reason why I hated doing it at the time was because I didn't know how to fully. I was still learning. I was still dipping my toes in the pond and trying to gain a footing of what it all is and like where things should sit. And to be fair, I used to design 1 or 2 posters in high school, and then I did a few poster murals in college. So I guess people have had a love for my design. I just always thought it was bad. I always thought my designs were bad. I didn't even take in the fact that I could pick up a new program relatively quick. I didn't have one set program that I went off of. Whatever was accessible to me at the time was what I used. We got Adobe, okay, cool. We got Procreate, sure. We got a piece of paper and pencil, awesome. I was always creating on them, and I always knew how to crop and edit and change the colors and adjust it and stuff like that. And as I got older and gained access to more tools, I've only furthered that knowledge. For me, it just felt like I was always on the same caliber of it. I felt like I was always doing the same thing, and I was always at the same level. I didn't even see it progressing. So when I did Broken Bottle, I was kind of blown away with what I was capable of doing, just because it was natural to me. And I think I'm very proud of the graphics I designed back when I was doing Broken Bottle, especially with the headspace that I was in. Oh, Shay. When it came to writing, that was completely involuntary. I don't have anything to do with the writing process. That was a complete download. I was listening to my higher self speak, and I was just their scribe. I was not thinking about anything. None of the poems purposely were intentionally written. They were all just that I literally was just scribing from whatever was in my head. That's all I had. And I think that's awesome. When it comes to art, I don't even think I showed a lot of the art that I hand drew from Broken Bottle, so maybe I can kind of get into that. But I do have a full 26 pages of, I guess you can consider it a comic strip or like some kind of, I don't know. It was to help me get my director shot, what shot I wanted to get for each short story. So the short stories are all fleshed out when it comes to each poem has a short story with it, or like a short film with it, at least some kind of concept. But I just didn't film all of them because 26 is way too many to do in 2 months. It's possible, but I couldn't push myself to that limit at the time. Again, I was taking my medicine. So I think it was really cool doing that. And sometimes I like to just flip through them again and look at them. I think I'm going to put them up for like either make a video about them or something like that. I want people to be able to see them at least. But for the art part, I used to do comics, and it used to take me like a week to get that out. And these I just did in like a day or 2, maybe 3. It didn't take me a week though. And they could be roughly considered comics. Like if I put dialogue with it, you would get the concept. There's only a few that are just written out because I didn't know how to draw them out. And ultimately that's how I would have preferred to do them. So the fact that I could do both was awesome. I even have one down here for my new these damn mosquitoes for my new project, but I think that's cool as well. And I think I was trying to make music for it. I did make a song, but it's called Trill. It was my first song. Y'all are gonna have to rock with me. Not my first song, but my first like produced song. So all of this, when it came to Broken Bottle, when it came to Broke Entrepreneur, was a journey. It was a journey, and I am so glad to lay here to rest. I will definitely still be covering it. I have stuff that I want people to still see about Broken Bottle and shit. If I got the content for it, why not? So I'm so excited. I think Broken Bottle also taught, like, it allowed me to fully grasp the concept of creating a project and how I want to do it. I'm telling you, I was Googling and searching up a lot of advice, because I can't afford no mentor. I ain't got money like that to be paying people to teach me how to do these things. So a lot of this is research, looking up like tutorials and seeing how they tell you to do it, and then making up my own way of doing it. And a lot of transmutation, a lot of alchemy when it comes to old work being converted into new work and given a new life, and opening that archive, because there's a lot of stuff in there. I still haven't made any money from it, but I'm not sweating that, because I know that it's going to happen, and I know that it's only going to happen if I'm being my most authentic self. So I have to stay that. For my new project, I do look forward to it, partially because it's new, but also because now that I've gotten the concept of a project and how I want to do things and how I have done things, and like what can be new, I'm just ready. I'm kind of going full steam ahead. If I can get a project done in the headspace that I was in when it came to Broken Bottle, I can most definitely get a project done in the headspace that I'm in now. And I want to do a community event. I don't know what that has to do with this project, but I want to do a community event. It doesn't have to do anything with my project. It could just be me. It's my brand. Shoot, my brand is for the community. I'm for the community. I work for the community. I guess that's all I have to say right now. I just had that video in my heart. Thank y'all for listening. Tell me if you're into these kind of videos. I think this shot is cool too. I didn't feel like doing my makeups or nothing like that. I'm out here. Success isn't proving others wrong. It's proving yourself right. Believe in your vision and just be. I love y'all.